Okay, so let's take a look at question 23 from passage 3 here. The question starts, the author includes the quotation, air gets pretty unpredictable behind a flapping wing too. Now, as soon as I see this question, I'm going to do two things. The first is pause, not look at the answer choices, and go back to the passage. The reason I'm doing this is that the answer choices are often formulated to try and trick me in some way. So, what's a more strategic approach to this question is to think about how I would complete the sentence based on the information in the passage rather than in the answer choices. So I want to go back to the passage, think about how I would finish this sentence, and then use that anticipation to evaluate the answer choices. So let's scroll up to our passage here. And now I told you I'm going to do two things. The second thing I'm going to do is, rather than start right here at the quote, is go a sentence before so I can understand the context that the quote is coming in and where it's coming from. So let's read. Models that treated flapping birds like fixed-wing airplanes estimate that they save energy by drafting off each other, but currents created by airplanes are far more stable than the oscillating eddies coming off of a bird. Air gets pretty unpredictable behind a flapping wing. So now that I've read this quote in context, I understand that it's reinforcing this comparison between planes and birds, that they have some similarities, but in fact, the way that they draft is a little bit different because of this unpredictability factor. So let's see how that compares to our answer choices. So choice A says, explain that the current created by a bird differs from that of an airplane. All right, I like this one off the bat. It talks about difference between the two, and it references the bird and the airplane. So this one feels pretty strong, but I'm still going to check the other three answers to make sure that I don't have one that is a better or more specific answer. So let's check out choice B, which says, stress the amount of control exerted by birds flying in a V formation. This one is tempting, but it only mentions birds and no real mention of the planes, which is an important part of why that quote is being used. So I'm going to take this one off the table. Let's check out choice C, which says indicate that wind movement is continuously changing. This one doesn't mention birds or planes, so we're missing both of our essential factors. Again, take it off the table. And lastly, choice D, emphasize that the flapping of a bird's wings is powerful. Now, obviously, we've talked about the flapping of birds' wings, but still, we're missing that comparative element. So D is not going to work for us either. So that means we're left with choice A.